The disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, who was involved in serious assaults against numerous young women over a large span of years, has had a number of documents unsealed in relation to him. I've gone through some of those documents and I intend to explain exactly what was unsealed, but let's begin with understanding what it means to unseal a document. Sometimes in court cases, documents are presented to the court. Sometimes it's appropriate for the court to share those, and sometimes it's inappropriate for the court to share those. The unsealing of these documents relates to the fact that certain documents that were presented to the court have now been determined to be appropriate for the court to share with the rest of the world. Not all the documents and other people contained within the documents have asked specifically that, hey, we don't want our identities revealed, we don't want certain information revealed about us, please don't unseal us, and those cases are being determined separately. And there may be further documents released, there may be further documents not released. The documents relate to a number of depositions. What is a deposition? A deposition is when someone gives evidence in relation to a court case and explains what, how, when, why, etc. Gives information pertaining to a case that might be relevant to a determination. There was various witnesses, various depositions, and from that a number of people's names have come up who allegedly had something to do with Mr. Epstein. Keep in mind, none of these people have been convicted, none of these people have had a trial about the matter, but these are people who names have come up that had something to do with Mr. Epstein. They include former President Bill Clinton, they include law professor Alan Dershowitz, and they also include Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew's mentioned a lot. Now, these documents and the way that they're described is important because it gives us a view as to what many of the victims and or his co-conspirator, Miss Maxwell, says were the people who came to that island and were involved in criminality. Whether these documents and the subsequent evidence that's produced is sufficient to invite the police to bring charges, I don't know. Unfortunately, the cynic in me thinks no, that won't happen. But the wide-ranging names of powerful people who had something to do with Mr. Epstein gives a bit of a window into this person, gives a bit of a window into the way that he operated, and gives a bit of the window into the enormous psychological power and threats he could make against these poor victims who were trafficked into a life they didn't want to be at such an early age. And the sheer magnitude of the fact that he had these relationships with these people, flying them on his personal aircraft to his personal island, where they would indulge potentially in things that are like horrific, is concerning. I'm keen to see the rest of the documents, and then I plan to do a substantial multi-part series into what we found out from the dig. For now, hold fire. We're figuring it out as we go along. Follow me for more legal TikTok.